I have to say that when I'm in a bookstore, I'm not making a decision I'm going to buy a book of short stories or I'm going to buy a novel. They don't exist in my mind as completely distinct and separate art forms. If I am trying to get a sense of a very accomplished writer, I'm always glad to have a collection of their short stories because, as you said, they usually do start out writing short stories. You can almost always find a short story collection in someone's work, and that is a great way to absorb a high volume of data about a writer that you love in a shorter collection than a novel. I suppose I do have a preference for them. I'm a little bit daunted at the thought of writing a novel because I think that I'm good at sustaining a certain pitch or energy or momentum or feeling in a short story, and I don't know how to do that in a novel. And I know that even long novels by people I adore, there will be parts in the novel where I'm not really that invested in what I'm reading. I will flip through pages. I don't think you can do that with a short story. And I don't know how to reconcile the thought of someone's eyes glazing over and flipping through some of my novel. So,
yeah. I rarely reread novels. I often reread stories by my favorite writers. I love the form. I think I'm naturally a short writer, a writer who prefers to write in shorter form. My first novel that I wrote was 350 pages. When it was published, it was 700 pages in manuscript. I'll never do that again. It's not me. I think that writers like distance runners have their particular distance, and that's who you are. Some people are sprinters, some people do the mile, some people are marathon runners. I'm definitely not a marathon runner. So my novel that preceded this book, Immigrant City, was 225 pages, 50,000 words, 55,000 words. That's my limit, I think. Yeah. So I like shorter novels. I love short stories. As I say, Leonard Michaels, Dennis Johnson, Isaac Babel, Deborah Eisenberg, Alice Munro. I reread a ton. Mm-hmm. I just love the form. And I think, like you said, if you're skipping pages in a short story, then you stop reading it. Mm-hmm. Probably the same in a novel, but you're right. There are passages where you're like, okay, let's see what comes after. Yeah. But I love the form. I wish it did come across as a more commercial form than it does.